Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh yeah, so just coming out the drive now. It's Tuesday. Weather's dry, sunny. It's a little bit on the cool side, and there wasn't much cloud overnight. It's not raining though. That's good. And it's it's dry. There's no noisy builders, which is good as well. Not that I'm missing them, you understand. Oh yeah. Still don't really know what he did. Anyway, off to work we go. I hope you're having a good day, evening, wherever you are in the world. It's now, I don't know what time it is, about 7:30 in the morning here. A little bit later getting out the house. And I've said that, like I said before, I think I've said before. Yeah, maybe I should reset exactly what time I leave the house. But I like to make some sandwiches. I used to just run out the house. But now I like to make the sandwiches, travel mug of coffee. And yeah, today will be a day for coffee for sure. Certainly the beginning of it anyway. Yeah, and the traffic is, well, according to Google Maps. Well, I'm going the M50. It's a little bit stickier than the urban route. But I'm not really in the mood for driving through housing estates today, really. Well, not more than the one at the end of the M50 way. So, kids are back in school this week, so the traffic has definitely gone up. But hey, this is what it is. And I think for a commute of about 20 to 30 minutes in reasonably heavy traffic, I think that's pretty good. I know there's people out there now can be spending literally hours in a commute. Just having some coffee. It doesn't taste quite sweet enough today. I'm pretty sure I put a couple of sweeteners in there now. But that'll do, it's fine. It's caffeine, that's all that matters. So I know a lot of people do much longer commutes. I used to do an hour and a half commute on a train from Drogheda to the central Dublin every day each way. And you know, you could argue I didn't use the time wisely, because I pretty much would just sit there and look out the window. But there was a part of me, like, I didn't want to extend my working day by an extra 2 hours by doing stuff on the train. It was pretty cramped anyway, and certainly leaving Dublin, back home again, you could be standing as well. It's not conducive to whipping out the old laptop, is it? So I just sit there. So it was a waste in some ways, but in another way it was a good way to unwind, I suppose. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I didn't like it. It was a faff and a bind. Yeah, didn't enjoy it at all. So yeah, it's not for me, the hour plus commute on a train, or even driving, and maybe driving's more stressful because you're more to do. I've commuted over an hour by car, and different roles I've had. Yeah, it's not very good. I've also worked from home for a long period as well. I'm not sure that's very good either. Ironically, end up working. Well, I found I was working 12-hour days working from home, so I could easily done a 8-hour day and a good commute, and I'd still done less hours. So I think that was it's a bit of a queue getting onto the M50 today. Lights on red, so I'm just going to sit here. Not get stressed. Let's not have a stressful commute. Quite hectic in work. We're still not to full strength. Lots going on. And it can be hard sometimes to prioritise and stuff. So anyway, this morning I was thinking when I got up, what are we all about? Why are we here? What are we doing here? Maybe that's more than one episode. But I like some of the theories that people come up with about things. Maybe they'll never be proved, or maybe they can never, and no remote chance of actually being true, but maybe, And there was one theory about us and our existence that I sort of liked. Somebody had sort of took a bit of time to thinking outside the box to explain us, why we're here. It's quite a philosophical way to start Tuesday, this, isn't it? But basically, here's the theory. Let me hit you with the theory. So, we're all part of a simulation, and you probably know what a simulation is. And there's different ways to interpret that. I think one of my first experience of a simulation would be Flight Simulator on the computer. I remember I was doing A-level computer science in college, and they had the Amstrad, I think they were 1640s, the very early form of PC. They had very limited graphics. They did have a graphics capability now. It was limited though. And we used to use them for doing, I can't remember what we used them for, some banal coding maybe or something, or just mucking around with them. But installed on all of the machines, hidden away, was Flight Simulator, a very early version of it, you know. And the more creative of us would get in there, you know, and have a go flying a plane. And I did, over the years I've had much later versions, and I find it, it's pretty impressive now, you know. And it's I think Microsoft eventually stopped making it, which I thought was very sad, but the ones they had released were amazing, and now they're open source versions. I have flown a plane, maybe that's for another episode as well, but I know how to fly a jet, a commercial airliner. Could I do it in an emergency? Probably not, but I'd certainly have a go if I'm the only hope. Jason, you're the only hope. At that point my heart would sink. I'm the only hope. Anyway. So Flight Sim, so basically it's a bit of software simulating flying a plane, you know. So if you think we're all in a simulation, this is really gonna blow your mind, or maybe bore you to tears. We'll see how it goes. So we know we're unusual humans in many ways. Our intelligence is just off the charts. We're freaks, you know, and we've got here by a process of I'm going to use the word evolution, and I know there's a huge debate with creationists and evolutionists about how we got here, but we know we've developed over time and become what we are over a period of time. And you know, it's like there's been mistakes along the way. You know, maybe we had 5 eyes and 3 legs, and that didn't work out well, so they died out. You know, let's say there was mutations that didn't catch on, but this really intelligent one, us, did, and here we are. I'm going to put that in very simple terms, but it's not the point of exactly how we got here and why we're here in that sense. But there's a theory that we're part of a simulation. So creatures infinitely more intelligent than ours, at some point have been the first world. We're in a world of intelligent creatures. Maybe it's dying out. Maybe that one died out and they're on another one now. But something happened with that world. You know, maybe they used up all the resources. You know, the scenarios we see in the movies. Maybe something's happened so that they're on a spaceship even, or they're on another planet, and they're looking for answers. They're looking for answers on how to continue their race. Maybe they're dying out. You know, maybe all sorts of things have happened, and they're looking for an answer. They're looking for, you know, how do we develop? You know, how do we continue? You know, maybe something as basic as that. So using the amazing, I'm going to use the word computer systems. I mean, the first thing you think of probably is a PC, but you know, these could be some sort of organic computers, maybe computers that we certainly haven't even thought of yet, that have an incredible processing power. And basically what these systems have done is they've created simulations, different permutations of life developing on an infinite number of planets, in an infinite number of places, all around the world, all over the world, all around the universe, the cosmos, the whatever, you know. And to basically maybe introduce a few little things and then seeing how it develops. So we're a bit like, you know, growing plants in a greenhouse. And, you know, maybe monitoring from afar, you know, maybe, you know, seeing what we see, maybe, you know, a select few, a bit monitored, you know, and that we're essentially part of a huge simulation. And they're trying to find out the way that they can just survive and develop, and the way that, you know, their own race can continue. I mean, that's what we're here for, isn't it? Continue the human race. Small coffee, very heavy for a Tuesday. And I think it's a really nice idea. But we are quite unusual. we are quite unique here. And I'd certainly think if they were looking at all the simulations of all these different species, these different creatures that were developing, that were evolving, that were intelligent, that were creating things and doing things. And I think that's one of the things that makes humans very unique, is our creativity, our empathy, our ability to love, our ability to care, our ability to do things for others. And I think, you know, these creatures, these superior beings, were looking across the vast repertoire of simulated planets and societies and simulated creatures that are forming on these planets. I think they'd be particularly interested in this little blue marble in a sea of darkness, teeming with some quite amazing human life.